Good morning, folks. This is Deb. We are here to talk about the most consequential election in American history. You know what? There should have been a lot of disqualifiers for Donald Trump to even be on this ballot. The events of January 6, 2021 should have been it, in my opinion. And we could have avoided all this had the GOP had the political will to impeach him when they had the opportunity, but they didn't. And in fact, the GOP, we can start with them because they are the most spineless, gutless group of people I have ever met. They not only handed their party over to Donald Trump, but they have enabled him. They have supported him. There are plenty of fascists in our government right now. And Donald Trump is indeed a fascist. Okay? I know the news media doesn't want him to call him that, but the fact of the matter is he is. At least John Kelly and General Milley had the courage to say it because the media is full of cowardice. So let's talk about what should be disqualifiers in the minds of the American people, because we are the last barrier between Donald Trump and fascism and Kamala Harris and democracy. We're it. Every other institution has failed us. The justice system has failed us. Not so much the Jack Smith portion of the justice system, but the judges have. Even Juan Merchan, couldn't sentence Donald Trump before the election. Why? What would have been the problem here? They wouldn't have a problem, sentencing anybody else. In fact, guess what? If it were you and me and we had done half of what Donald Trump has done so far, we wouldn't even be on bail. He's on bail. Do you realize that? He is on bail awaiting sentencing. He is on bail awaiting charges. And he is marauding around the country, stoking violence, spreading lies and falsehoods in direct violation of his gag orders, and nothing is happening. So no, we're not going to rely on the justice system to keep us safe from fascism, because the Supreme Court has already taken the guardrails off of him. And if he has a second term, he can justify anything he does as official business. Understand that. That immunity ruling was the single most horrible ruling I've ever seen come out of any court system in America. And they've had some doozies before, like Roe v. Wade, okay? So let's go there. Let's go to Roe v. Wade, because the people he has disparaged and harmed the most are women in America, okay? It won't stop with Roe, okay? It will not. Because if he is elected, mifepristone is gone, no-fault divorce is gone, your contraception will be limited, and women will be relegated truly to second-class citizenship. I could say this. There are people out there who don't want women to even have the vote, but more importantly, if Donald Trump is elected, I don't believe anybody will get to vote again. And there's an article today in the New Republic that states that men are hopeless, but women will save the day again. Well, I want you to know we probably will. But I'm going to let everyone know I'm not saving the day for the American male, because I don't believe the vast majority of American men care about women's rights. I don't. Do I think? I'm not generalizing here. I know many do, but not enough. Okay? I know some who do. I stream with a guy named Dave who does. He also cares about LGBTQ rights. He cares about immigrants. He cares about Hispanic people. He cares about Asian people. He cares about all kinds of people. He believes everybody has the right to be here. But that is not the vast majority of American men, in my opinion. In my opinion, the vast majority of American men operate on the NIMBY platform. If it's not in my backyard, I'm not worried about it. So what we have seen is a man who wants generals just like Hitler, a man who claims to have love letters from Kim Jong-un, a man who reveres Vladimir Putin, who can't get enough of him, and a man who invites Viktor Orban, the despot, to Mar-a-Lago, a man who will turn his back on our allies. And our allies know that. They are terrified. The American people need to be terrified of Donald Trump. Donald Trump has insulted and disparaged just about everybody. He did it at his hate fest in New York. He literally called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. Now, maybe those words didn't come out of his mouth, but it came out of the mouth of the comedian who opened up the festivities that night. All of the people who spoke that night were heinous and horrible human beings who spoke ill of just about everybody but white men. And they were all vetted by Donald Trump's campaign. Don't kid yourselves. Donald Trump hasn't come out and apologized to the Puerto Rican people, and he has no intention of doing so, because that is truly how he feels about the Puerto Rican people, just as he feels that immigrants are poisoning the blood of America. He has said it. He has said the most horrible things about the actual people who have built America. The immigrants are here, repairing your bridges, building your homes, picking your food. And if you think the economy sucks now, just wait until he deports them all. Because if you think white people are going to take those jobs, you're out of your minds. So this is it, folks. 2 days will determine whether or not we survive as a democracy and can tackle the problems that we have. Because there will never be a perfect administration, a perfect president, a perfect country. But there can be a country that moves forward and away from the poison that Donald Trump has poured all over this nation. The whole world is watching this, whether you want to believe it or not. The whole world is watching because countries older than us see us as the beacon of freedom and democracy. Wake up. Wake up. If you are an American male and you have wives and daughters, you do not love them if you vote for Donald Trump. If you are a gay person voting for Donald Trump or a transgender person voting for Donald Trump, then you do not have any self-respect. If you are a woman voting for Donald Trump, you have no self-respect. In fact, any group of people in this country who aren't white men who vote for Donald Trump either don't want to see what the truth is here or don't have any self-respect. This is it. We are at the end game here. And what happens to the United States and indeed the rest of the world will hinge on the last barrier between fascism and democracy, and that is the American voter. Make sure you make the right decision. I will talk to you all later.